All right, folks, buckle up, sit back, and grab whatever keeps you awake. Coffee, Red Bull, sheer curiosity, because today, I'm about to show you something that honestly messed with my head a little bit. And look, I say this as a US guy who grew up thinking American cars were the pinnacle of the universe and German cars were the gold standard of luxury. But the stuff China is building right now, man, it's not catching up. Forget that old narrative. That thing is dead, buried, gone. Because after digging through these cars, after looking at the tech, the interiors, the features, the prices, I'm convinced China isn't catching up. They lapped the entire field while everyone else was busy arguing on Twitter. I'm serious. Some of these cars make our luxury SUVs look like they were built during the great chip shortage of 2021, and not in a good way. Today, we're counting down the 5 most luxurious Chinese cars, and trust me, every single one of them feels like some billionaire engineer said, "What if money wasn't real?" and then went absolutely feral with creativity. Before we jump in, hit that like button like it owes you gas money, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss another mind-blowing episode of Torque Atlas, and drop a comment telling me whether you think Chinese cars are the future, or if we're just in denial here in the West. Either way, by the time we get to number 1, oh my God, you might just start rethinking every car commercial you've seen in your entire life. All right, let's just dive in. Let's start with number 5, and believe me when I say this, calling this thing number 5 is disrespectful. But the cars above it, yeah, they're even crazier. So picture this, a luxury SUV so advanced that it can literally keep driving if even one wheel gets completely messed up. And that's not even the craziest part. The BYD Yangwang U8L can float. I'm not joking. It has an emergency water mode where it literally becomes buoyant. Show that to any American SUV and watch it immediately lose confidence in itself. The first time I saw the demo of the U8L floating, I swear I felt like I was watching a deleted scene from a James Bond movie. It's insane. And that's just the shock factor, the appetizer before BYD serves the main course of luxury on steroids. Now, when you look at the U8L from the outside, it doesn't whisper luxury, it screams it from across the parking lot. This thing looks like someone gave a Range Rover a protein shake, a gym membership, and a billionaire makeover. Boxy, muscular, tall, wide, with DRLs that shine bright enough to expose every insecurity you've ever had. It's the kind of SUV that makes people turn their heads even if they don't like cars. It has that move peasant, important person coming through energy. Honestly, I respect it. Then you open the door and it gets even crazier. The interior of the U8L looks like they stole it from a futuristic private jet. There are screens everywhere, not iPad screens. I'm talking Ultra HD displays that make my living room TV look like it came from 2008. The ambient lighting is wild, the materials feel high-end, and the seats, oh man, the seats. You're not just sitting, you're being hugged, massaged, stretched, and emotionally healed. It's like therapy with wheels. And the tech inside is ridiculous. A full AI assistant, face recognition driver profiles, a 38-speaker sound system, cabin purification that's genuinely better than the one I have at home. This thing is a mobile luxury suite. Size-wise, it's huge, bigger than a Land Cruiser, full 7 seats, and even the third row feels like it was built for actual humans instead of a punishment for showing up late. And the powertrain, hold on to your seatbelts, the U8L pushes over 1,200 horsepower. Yes, a luxury SUV with supercar power. It does tank turns, crab walking, drift tricks, torque vectoring so advanced that even engineers from Porsche probably stare at it and go, okay, wait, hold on. Then comes the price, and this is where pain enters the chat. Because all this crazy engineering, all this tech, all this absurd luxury comes in around $150,000 to $170,000. Meanwhile, a G-Wagon with half the features costs way more. A Land Cruiser with none of the features is almost the same price. You start wondering whether Western luxury brands are just doing performance art at this point. It hurts, deeply. Of course, some people say the U8L is too advanced, that it relies too much on software, that it's too much tech for mumble drivers. Maybe, but that's exactly why I need you to comment. Would you trust a floating SUV? Because if you think this one is wild, wait until you see number 4. Because number 4 is where Huawei steps into the ring, and they don't play small. Now let's talk about the Luxeed S7. You know what shocked me? The range. This thing gets up to 855 kilometers on a single charge. That's like driving from NYC to Pittsburgh and still having enough battery to go buy groceries. Tesla fans on Twitter were sweating when this dropped, and honestly, I don't blame them. When you first see the S7, it doesn't look like a budget sedan pretending to be premium. It looks like a Porsche Taycan and a Lucid Air had a beautiful Chinese baby. Low stance, sharp headlights, and a rear light bar that looks like it belongs in a Blade Runner movie. It's sleek, it's elegant, and it looks fast even when it's parked. Step inside and you instantly understand that Huawei designed the tech here because everything is smooth, clean, and high-end. There's a massive 15-inch floating display, an insanely advanced driving system called ADS 2.0, and seats so comfortable they could probably fix your back pain. The whole car feels like a giant smartphone, but in a good way. The controls are intelligent, the software is buttery smooth, and almost everything is voice activated. No lag, no glitches, no weird beta labels like some brands we know. It's not a car, it's a rolling smart home. For a family sedan, it's surprisingly practical. Big trunk, 5 full seats, great legroom, and incredibly efficient. The powertrain is all electric, extremely fast charging, and the top trim goes from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in the low 3s. That's Model Y performance territory at a fraction of the price. And speaking of price, guys, the S7 starts around $30,000 to $45,000 depending on the market. That's cheaper than a Camry. A Camry! Let that sink in. A Camry has cloth seats and sadness. This thing feels like it should be parked next to Bentleys. People argue about Huawei being involved in cars. Some don't trust the brand, others think they're the future. I want to know what you think. But before you type your comment, hold on. Because number 3 is where China stops trying to impress you and starts showing off. The ZG IMS9 is the kind of car that makes you feel like you skipped 10 years into the future. I'm not kidding. This windshield literally doubles as an AR display, like your Iron Man. The first time I saw it, I felt like I should be wearing some kind of futuristic suit just to sit inside. The exterior is sleek and premium like a luxury coupe that grew up and became an SUV, smooth lines, confident stance, and a design language that feels more Shanghai billionaire than anything on American roads right now. It's gone full science fiction. The dashboard is basically one massive 3D screen that stretches across the entire front of the car. The sound system is insane, the materials scream luxury, and the seats feel like you're melting into a warm cloud. It's the kind of interior where you sit down and immediately start thinking, man, I need to make better life decisions so I can afford this. The rear seats are spacious, the cabin feels open, and the vibe is this is what every car should feel like in 2030. Performance-wise, it's smooth, powerful, quiet, and extremely refined. Massive battery options, dual motor setups, fast charging, the whole package, and the best part, the price lands around $45,000 to $60,000. Meanwhile, a Mercedes EQS starts at double that with fewer features and more lag. Someone explain this to me. I'm losing sleep. Critics say it's too digital, not enough physical buttons. I get it. Some people like buttons. But if you think this is too digital, wait until you meet number 2. Because number 2 feels like China said, let's build a Rolls-Royce for people who actually want to keep their kidneys. The Hongqi Tiangong U8L is luxury on another level. One look at this SUV and you instantly get that presidential VIP vibe. Big chrome grille, wide body, distinctive lighting. It looks like the cousin of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan who studied abroad and came back with better fashion sense. Hongqi has always been the official state car of China, and you feel that heritage the moment you see this beast. Inside, oh boy, the interior feels like you're stepping into a luxury lounge. Leather everywhere, crystal-like knobs, ridiculously thick insulation, giant screens, VIP rear seats that recline like you're on a first-class flight, soft pillows, warm lighting. Everything feels handcrafted to make you feel important. This car doesn't transport you, it escorts you. As for family practicality, it's got 7 seats, tons of space, and comfort for every passenger. The powertrain offers hybrids and pure EV variants, smooth rides, and seriously luxurious suspension tuning, and then the price. This is the part that genuinely hurts my soul, because some versions of the Tiangong U8L start around $40,000 to $55,000. A Rolls-Royce Phantom starts at $460,000, and ironically, the Hongqi has more tech. That's wild. Some people say it's too heavy, too large, too extra, but guess what? Luxury is extra. And if you think that was insane,
buckle up, because number 1 is an SUV so good, so polished, so insanely futuristic that it almost feels like Li Auto secretly teamed up with Tony Stark. The Li Auto i8. And let me say this straight, this might be one of the most advanced family EVs China has ever unleashed, period, no debate. It's the kind of car that made me stop and whisper, bro, how is this even real? Because it feels like someone blended luxury, sci-fi, and family practicality into one ridiculous masterpiece. Fully electric platform? Check. A cabin that looks like a tech expo? Check. 6 ultra comfortable seats? Check. A sound system that hits harder than a new Travis Scott drop? Double check. From the outside, it's smooth and modern, almost like an Apple product on wheels. Clean curves, bold lighting, premium presence. But when you open the doors, game over. This thing is a rolling living room. Massive panoramic displays, soft closed doors, floating zero-gravity captain seats, a huge entertainment screen that basically says Netflix but mobile, and ambient lighting that makes you feel like you're cruising through a spaceship designed by someone who got bored of the laws of physics. Rear passengers basically get first-class treatment. Kids won't cry in this thing. They'll get mad if you don't want to drive. It's big, practical, elegant, quiet, and buttery smooth thanks to its full electric powertrain and fast charging. And then the price hits you. The Li Auto i8 starts in the mid-40K range in China. Excuse me? A luxury 6-seat electric family cruiser with this much tech for the price of a base American SUV that still comes with cloth seats and sadness? It feels illegal. Some people say it's too futuristic. Others say it's proof the future is already here. You tell me in the comments, would you take this over your usual Western brands? Because after seeing what China is doing, I'm low-key jealous. And that wraps our list of the most luxurious Chinese cars, machines built by engineers who were clearly told, go nuts. If you enjoyed this journey into the future, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment which one blew your mind the most. And trust me, our next video is going to be wild. We're diving into the top 10 upcoming cheapest Chinese SUVs that might replace your Ford or Toyota, and your wallet is about to start smiling. This is Torque Atlas signing off. Stay curious, stay amazed, and stay buckled in because China is not slowing down.